lives of the animals in their care. Primate supervisor Lynn Killam has decided to make the zoo's lemur habitat more interesting for the public and for the lemurs.
We have Hira and red fronts live together, so we're simply trying to replicate in the zoo what happens in nature. Karina and Mr. George.
Making life more stimulating for them, but it's not something that can happen overnight. Lemurs are territorial, and there could be violence if one set of lemurs thinks the others are.
Sometimes people will call them. She helps Shawnee out a lot with the calf, and she's very protective of it.
But Tucker might take it a bit too far.
I think he probably wants to roughhouse it.
In the carnivore section, keeper Michelle Wittick is paying a visit to Gustavo, one of a pair of ocelots at the zoo.
They are found here in Texas. They're native to the state. Their status here is highly endangered. They are calculated to have less than 80 left here in Texas, but you can also find them throughout Central and South America. Very good. Look at you, brave boy.
Gustavo was brought here to breed with the zoo's female ocelot, Novia, to sustain the captive population and help ensure the survival of the species.
Very good. Gustavo here weighs about 20 pounds. Our female only weighs 15, but they are still young. They have a little growing room.
But there's a problem. For the past 3 months, Novia has been passing blood in her urine.
Novia here, unfortunately, has a few medical issues we've been dealing with since she arrived in December. We have been trying some medications, but it has not helped. So we're actually going to be sedating her to check her liver values and hopefully find out why she's still having the blood in her urine. Good girl, Novia.
Michelle's been training Novia to get in position for an injection.
Good girl. So she's getting rewarded for staying in the chute. And then she's getting rewarded for me touching her hip. Novia, hip. Good girl. Very good.
Once Novia's ready to have the sedative, she'll go to the clinic for x-rays and ultrasounds to see if the vets can solve the mystery of her illness.
I am a little worried. It's a little stressful, not only on the animals, but the keepers, since we do get attached.
Faced with abuse.
These are fresh wounds right there.
And life-threatening complications. These animals require urgent intervention.
We have a fighting chance to win this battle.
With hands that heal.
I want to give him a chance.
All around the enclosure in case they need to intervene. Lynn feared Travis the crown lemur could be aggressive. For now, he's staying back, taking. Mr. Buttons stands his ground. Now Travis has come back out and has gathered his courage. It's Kareen's turn to turn tail.
So far, everybody's been a little on edge. They have been scent marking a lot. Travis, the crown lemur, has been scent marking the main log, as well as Mr. Buttons has been scent marking over in this area.
Did that look aggressive to you? I didn't quite see it.
Travis lunged over and tried to grab her from the tail, but missed.
Okay, clear. Oh.
Corrine takes a look indoors, but that's where Travis is gone.
Okay, that makes me want to end it. Let's go ahead and quietly close the door before the next time that Korean comes in.
That's enough mixing for today.
Okay, thanks guys. We're done for the day.
The ringtails will stay outdoors, and Travis and Beat will stay inside. Lynn's pretty pleased with how it's gone.
I think we have a formula now for the next few days.
Yeah.
Keep the inside open, but if the ringtails go in there with them, we will have to push them out.
Yeah, but ending on a good note is the way to go.
Yep.
So. Someone's relaxed enough to be sunning right there. That's a typical ringtail lemur behavior, so things seem to have calmed down a little bit.
Zoo vet Dr. Lauren Howard is trying to solve the mystery of Novia, the ocelot's illness. With vet tech Grant Furman's help, she's going to take Novia to the clinic for x-rays and ultrasounds.
We can only get so much information from urine samples, so this exam is to try to figure out exactly why the blood is in her urine. We're suspicious she might have bladder stones, and if we find those, we'll have to take them out surgically.
Keeper Michelle Wittick has been training Novia to stand in a position that will allow Grant to inject a sedative. Now they'll see whether the training has worked.
Novia. Girl, Novia. Very good, honey. Good girl. Novia, Lena. Novia, sit.
We got it all.
Good.
Awesome.
Good girl, honey.
Novia has been in Michelle's care for 8 months now, and in that time, she's become attached to the ocelot.
I am pretty worried, so. She's young, though, so we're hoping it's just minor issues that we can overcome pretty quickly, so.
The sedative has taken effect. Now, Novia will go to the clinic.
Then our head this way, or that way is good.
How much did she end up weighing?
6'6".
Okay. I'm going to use the ultrasound probe to look at Novia's abdomen and take a look at her bladder and see if I can see anything abnormal in her bladder, particularly looking for stones or masses or any reason for why she has blood in her urine. There's a little bright white thing right there that is abnormal, but she doesn't have like a bladder full of rocks.
For me and for her, it definitely is pretty emotional.
What can I get you?
But I have full faith in the vet, so.
Sure. When she first came to us in quarantine, she had evidence of some liver disease as well. So we're using this exam as an opportunity to see how her liver looks as well. So for a 2-year-old cat, she's got a lot of medical issues.
Now they want to see if an x-ray can shed more light on Novia's problem.
Okay, step out.
So here's the x-ray of her belly, looking at her from when she's lying on her back, and nothing. Her bladder wall appears normal, so that's good for her. And there's no evidence of stones yet. I think they would have shown up by now. All right, so we can turn her off, right?
The mystery remains.
Just letting you know, we should be heading back with Novia in the next 20 to 30 minutes.
Today's tests have failed to identify the cause of the blood in Novia's urine.
We have ruled out things that are bad that would require surgery. So we're going to go back to the drawing board and kind of decide what to do next.
Michelle's relieved to see Novia come around. They'll head back to the carnivore section, and Michelle will be keeping a close eye on Novia in the coming days. Baby Asian elephant Baylor is 2 weeks old. He was given his name because for the past year, the Houston Zoo has been working with Baylor Medical College on research half died from it at 2 years old. The Baylor research team has already devised new tests for the virus. They're assessing treatments and their ultimate aim close contact. Today's zoo vet, Dr. Lauren Howard, is paying a visit to Dr. Paul Ling, an expert in human herpes, now turning his attention to elephants.
What do you think about what we figured out, what we've discovered so far?
We've actually made a ton of progress. We were able to find virus in secretions from the elephant's trunks, which is a new and novel finding, and for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that before that, we never really had found evidence of this virus in healthy elephants. So it really actually means that this is a herpes virus that's behaving like we expect a herpes virus to behave. Now, the major question is why is this virus killing some of the juvenile or baby elephants, and why have some elephants recovered from this virus without any apparent illness?
Shawnee, blow.
Now Shanti and Baylor have samples of blood and saliva taken daily. With the new diagnostic tests, if there are problems, they'll be identified quickly and treatment can begin straight away.
At the current time, all the elephants at the Houston Zoo are healthy. Baby Baylor is quite healthy. His blood tests are coming back routinely negative for this virus. We are detecting a little bit of virus in some of his nasal secretions. We're not quite sure what that means at this time, whether he's picking up some of the nasal secretions from some of the adult elephants that he's exposed to, or whether or not he's got a little bit of virus that he's picked up himself, which actually could end up being a good thing in the long run. We're not really sure at this point in time.
The work going on here in Houston could ultimately save hundreds of elephants around the world. Baby Baylor's survival is their survival. Hoofstock keeper Kim Siegel has prepared a bucket full of lettuce, carrots, apples, and yams as a special treat for the zoo's only okapi. The okapi has been trained to respond to a target to make her easier to handle and check for any health problems.
This here is Tulia, and Tulia is a female okapi. She's about 6 years old. Target. Good girl. Okapis are their very own species, and they're actually a relative of the giraffe. Target. I think the okapi are really interesting animals. The fact that they are so unique looking. Target. Good girl. And the fact that not much is really known about them. The only living relative they have is the giraffe. That's it, just the giraffe. Target. Good girl. As such, they've got a really long tongue like a giraffe does. Her tongue's up to 18 inches long enough that they can clean their own eyes and their own ears with it. She's supposed to be just touching her nose to it, not licking it. Target. Good girl.
Tulia's not going to be on her own here for much longer.
We're going to be actually bringing a new male in that Tulia will have a chance to start breeding with. It will be the first time that she'll get to be a chance to be a parent, so we're very excited for that. Target. Good girl. No? You all done? The okapi are one of my personal favorite animals, so for me, the more okapi we have, the happier I am. You're a good girl. All done.
Tulia's new companion and potential mate will be arriving in a few days' time, but he has a long journey ahead of him. He's coming by road from Columbus, Ohio.